Welcome. In this lesson, we will explore the eighth and final ICF core competency of facilitating the client's growth. This competency stands alone in the last category of the ICF model under cultivating learning and growth. The ICF defines this competency as partnering with the client to transform learning and insight into action and promoting client autonomy. In simple terms, this is where the coach helps the client land the plane. I once had the opportunity to pilot a real glider. Taking off was surprisingly easy. Stay tethered to the tow plane, affectionately called the cow, and follow its lead. But landing? That required true skills. Gliders are built to stay aloft, so bringing them back to earth takes intentional effort. Coaching is similar. Once a session is in flight, it's easy to stay up in the air, exploring ideas, insights, and emotions. But the true value of coaching lies in the landing. Clients need to leave the session not just with awareness, but with actionable next steps. That's what this final competency is all about. How do we land the plane and facilitate growth? Well, here are some key behaviors. Number one, works with the client to integrate new awareness into their worldview and behaviors. Transformation doesn't happen in the session. It happens between sessions. As coaches, we partner with clients to help them incorporate new insights into everyday life. Research shows that sustainable growth often comes from small, achievable steps. Encourage clients to start small, build momentum, and celebrate wins along the way. Number two, partners with the client to design goals, actions, and accountability measures. Insight without action is just a good conversation. Help clients to turn awareness into clear, measurable steps and invite them to define how they will hold themselves accountable. Often clients want the coach to serve as the primary accountability partner. I typically encourage them to choose someone else as their main partner. I'm happy to play a supporting role, but the client must take ownership. I also let them set the timeline and method for updating me on their progress or challenges. Number three, acknowledges and supports the client autonomy in designing their plan. This is their plan, not yours. You're not responsible for their outcomes. Your role is to walk beside them, not to carry them. This is one of the aspects of coaching I find most rewarding. We empower, not direct. We partner, not prescribe. Number four, supports the client in identifying possible outcomes and learning from their planned actions. After the client has outlined their next steps, ask, what might get in the way? What do you think you will learn by doing this? This type of questions help the clients anticipate obstacles and recognize that even setbacks are opportunities for growth. Number five, invites the client to consider how to move forward, including resources, support, and potential barriers. This builds on the previous step. It is your job to help the client identify what they need to succeed. What resources will they draw on? Who can support them? What obstacles might arise and how might they respond? Number six, partners with the client to summarize learning and insights. Ask the client to reflect and name their takeaways. One of my favorite questions is, what's your biggest insight or takeaway from today's session? This helps anchor the learning and ensures the client leaves with clarity and intention. Number seven, celebrate the client's progress and success. Always end on a positive note. Acknowledge what the client has done well and celebrate their growth. I also encourage clients to create personal rituals of celebration, no matter how small the achievement. Most of us don't celebrate ourselves enough, and yet celebration helps reinforce the learnings and builds confidence. Number 8, partners with the clients to close the session. This can be as simple as asking, have we talked about what you wanted to talk about today? Or is there anything else we need to cover before we wrap up? Then invite them to schedule the next session or check in. The goal is to end with intentionality and clarity. This wraps up our overview of ICF Core Competency number 8, facilitating the client's growth. And with it, our full exploration of the ICF core competencies. I encourage you to revisit these lessons regularly. One of the greatest gifts of teaching new coaches is the opportunity to return to the fundamentals myself. It reminds me of a story I heard about a baseball superstar. During batting practice, a reporter noticed that the athlete was simply practicing the basics over and over again. When asked why, the player replied, if I cannot be great at the basics, how can I expect to improve my game? That principle holds true for us too. Mastering the basics is what makes us effective coaches. Thank you for joining me. I will see you in the next lesson.